going on, Saints fans? I'm actually currently on some PTO. I'm out of the country with my family, my girlfriend, and some other family friends and whatnot. So I'm going to have videos on the channel for you every day while I'm out of town. If you guys have tuned into them, show some love and let me know what you thought. But if you want to get updates from my trip or updates around the Saints in between these videos, give me a follow on social media. The links are available in the comment section description of the video. So if you want to hit me up and get more coverage, help me build my social media presence, and give me a follow. Gotta first say, big time shout out to my man Randy Lemoyne. He has absolutely destroyed this Saints live chat. He is a legend. This show is sponsored by Randy Lemoyne. So Mad Rummer, first question, do you prefer us to draft a quarterback next year, or do you think another position is more intriguing? So I've had two arguments to this question. There's my one argument is you draft a quarterback every year until you find your franchise quarterback. However, I think there can be an exception here because I like both Haener and Spencer Rattler. So in the sense of draft position targets next year, or draft targets and positions, wouldn't hate going back to the offensive line. Wouldn't hate defensive line, depending on if they keep Chase Young. Wouldn't hate a wide receiver. And if there's like a really nice running back, I mean, Ollie Gordon, for example, if he becomes available and you can go and have a really young, dynamic running back duo of Kendre Miller and insert young running back and then have Alvin Kamara possibly as a, kind of overseeing, kind of being the leader of it all, I think that's a really good move. So I don't think quarterback next year, but honestly, if you have a top 10 pick, it's hard to not pass on that. Or it would be hard to pass on that. Would you sign Justin Simmons or trade for Chase? You think this is JaMarr Chase? Trade for JaMarr Chase? Courtney, you might have stumped me, man. I mean, I am the biggest go and sign Justin Simmons person on the internet. I promise you, I challenge you to go find another person who's been talking about Justin Simmons as much as I have. But I might say JaMarr Chase. He's so good. He makes the offense so good. If I had to pick between the two, I'm going JaMarr Chase, but I want you to comment down below. Would you go Justin Simmons or JaMarr Chase? Dude, my pup. How's it going, buddy? What's the holdup with Justin Simmons? He needs to be a Saint. Well, I think it's a handful of things. I think it's a combination of, the fit and the team that he might end up going to. I think it's also a little bit of the guaranteed money. I think he might be asking for more than what teams are willing to pay. And on top of that, I also think that with Justin Simmons, he's an all-pro caliber player. At this point, if he hasn't been signed, maybe he doesn't want to participate in training camps, and maybe he doesn't want to participate in all the offseason stuff. So maybe he just wants to enjoy the offseason. So, I think all of those could be reasons for a holdup. I totally agree with you, though, dude. You're a good boy. Thank you for being a good boy. And, yeah, he needs to be a New Orleans Saint. So make some noise for me, Who Dat Nation. If you want Justin Simmons in New Orleans, just type his initials down below. JS in the comment section. Sound off and make your voices heard. I like to think if Justin Simmons is watching YouTube videos and he sees his name and his picture on the title and thumbnail, he'll click on it. He'll see what us Saints fans are saying, and he'll see we desperately want him in the Big Easy. Now, really quick reminder, subscribe for daily Saints videos. We've been putting out multiple videos a day. We've been going live multiple times a week. And on top of that, we've been putting out a ton of short-form content. And I've been really working hard on it, so I hope you guys have been enjoying it. But we also go live, like I said. It's a lot of fun. Even in the off-season, in the dog days, we're still coming up with creative ways to interact with you, Who Dat Nation. And in the last two things, it's interactive and informative content by Saints fans, for Saints fans, and it's all 100% free. So if you want videos every single day and you want to be a part of a really awesome community here among all Saints fans, join the channel and subscribe today. Kendall Taylor, my man, he's always hit me up on Instagram, so shout out to you, Kendall. Should we pull the trigger and draft Travis Hunter, Shedeur Sanders, or Jalen Milroe at our picks for way too early? If I'm picking between these, I'm going Travis Hunter. I think Shedeur is good. Fun fact, I actually met Shedeur last time I went on vacation. He was at a resort that I was at for a wedding, and me and Shedeur, I dapped him up. It's pretty cool. Anyway, let's also acknowledge the fact that his stats weren't great. and that Colorado won 4 games. I know that wins aren't a quarterback stat, but, he's an intriguing player, but I think he's more of a, I'm afraid there's too many distractions with him. And Jalen Milroe, I think he's a fine player, but out of these 3, I really think Travis Hunter could be a good fit for the Saints, and I think that he could be a good weapon for New Orleans, and, you could use him on either side of the ball. Dylan Erickson, Saints, or hashtag Saints, being a Raiders fan and watching Carr since drafted, he never had the backing of the coaching staff and support at the same time. The short stints he did, he looked great. No, I totally agree with you, Dylan. I put out a video the other day of Derek Carr and why I think he's going to shock the NFL in 2024, and a big part of that is because I think that a lot of people are writing him off. I don't think media, I don't think fans, I don't think a lot of people are considering the fact that Klint Kubiak's offense will be much better than Pete Carmichael's. And Derek Carr was decent, and he was a little bit above league average in a shitty offensive system. So you put him in a good offensive system, see what happens. I'm not going to write Carr out. I believe in Derek Carr, and I think that he could be a fine quarterback this year. And he's not making outrageous money. He's making league average money for a quarterback, and I'm okay with it. I think Carr's going to be fine this year. And honestly, if you want to support DC4 and you want to get a jersey for him, go to chatsports.com/Saints jerseys. We don't just have Carr jerseys. We also have Chris Olave, Drew Brees, Taysom Hill, Rashid Shaheed. Hell, you can even get a Michael Thomas jersey if you still want it. Those are like $40 right now. But if you use our link, you can go and find all of the jerseys on sale. Home, away, throwback, color rush, men, women, children sizes. We got them all. Chatsports.com/Saints jerseys. Go get yourself some gear. It's in the comments and description of this video. All right. Baby Trizzy. What's up, baby brother? Baby bro. Hey, baby bro. Baby bro. Anyone know the reference? Entourage? Got it. Who's a former Saints player you would trade for or bring back? Trey Hendrickson. The vibes, Jameis, but Trey Hendrickson for production. I miss him. I wish that the Saints could have had his sack production. I think he's a damn good football player. I think the Saints made a massive mistake by letting him walk in free agency. So I would have to say Trey Hendrickson. I could also understand why people say Teron Armstead, but let's also not forget the guy was hurt most of the end of his tenure in New Orleans, and he's been showing injury stuff now in Miami. But that's not a knock on Teron Armstead. He's shown nothing but love to the Saints ever since leaving, and I don't want that to be taken of I'm knocking Teron Armstead, but I would really like to bring back Trey Hendrickson. That's my personal opinion. I could also see people saying Michael Thomas, but I'm going to go Trey. Kendall Taylor, any updates on Russell Gage joining the Saints from the first practice tryouts? No, nothing new. He joined early in the offseason. I think it was at mini camp. Was not present at OTAs as a tryout. I don't think he's going to end up getting signed. I could see him maybe going back to Atlanta, but he has not. There hasn't been any updates. There hasn't been any new developments in terms of him possibly joining the New Orleans Saints this year on a full-time scale. So there is that for you, Kendall. I appreciate the question, and let's get to the next one. Ethan, Scary Perry or Cedrick Wilson? I'm going to answer this in 2 different ways. Who's more fun? Who am I more excited about? Scary Perry. And if you don't know who that is, A.T. Perry. I do think that Cedrick Wilson will have an actual role with the Saints. He's familiar with this type of offense coming from Miami. Mike McDaniel is a part of the Kyle Shanahan coaching tree, just like Klint Kubiak. He's a good slot wide receiver. So in the sense of who's going to get more production, who's going to get more playing time, maybe Cedrick Wilson. But who am I more excited about? Definitely A.T. Perry. Ethan, another one. If you had to bet your life on who would win the Super Bowl, who would you pick? Chiefs. If it was a bet on my life, it's the Chiefs. I don't want them to win. I want that to be clear. I do not want them to win a Super Bowl. But if my life is on the line and it comes down to who do I think has the best chance of winning it, I mean, let's combine the fact that it's Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift. They're a big-time brand now in the NFL. Roger Goodell loves him some Kansas City Chiefs, and if I had to bet my life on it, I'm going with Kansas City. Don't want it to happen, but that's probably the best bet to make. Guys, if you want to get more coverage on the New Orleans Saints, give me a follow at TraceGerard48 on Twitter. It's also at TraceGerard48_ on Instagram. The links are in the comments and description of this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. If I missed your question, feel free to send me a DM. I'll reply while I'm on vacation because I love you guys and I love the New Orleans Saints. Y'all Y'all stay golden. See you next time.